Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Welcome to another lecture, and in today's class we are going to learn about the grammar topic speech, or rather, if I tell you, reported speech. Now the simplest of terms that we have used in your paper is direct and indirect speech, right? So before we begin with how to change a direct speech to indirect speech, it is very important for us to understand what exactly is the difference between them. So what is a direct speech? Direct speech refers to that sentence which are, or rather a sentence which is the exact words of the speaker. Something which is spoken by the speaker exactly is the direct speech. For example, I am very tired. This is what? These are my exact words. So this is written in double inverted commas. We always put direct speech in inverted commas, and those are the exact words of a speaker. And what is an indirect speech? Indirect speech is something, or rather when we are reporting the message of the speaker in our own words. So when we are reporting the message of the speaker in our own words, then that becomes an indirect speech. For example, she said that she was very tired. This is what? This is me reporting the exact words of the speaker in my own words. This is an indirect speech. So direct speech when the exact words of the speaker are being reported, and indirect speech when we are reporting the words of the speaker in our own words, that is indirect speech. You can see the usage of inverted commas in direct speech, and there is no usage of inverted commas in the indirect speech. Now before we move on to the rules of changing direct to indirect, let us look at the structure of a sentence. Let me write the sentence. For example, Ronnie said, I play very well. Okay? Now, how do we divide the sentence? Ronnie, the speaker of the sentence. Words like said, say, ask, whatever is written before the comma, this is what? This is a reporting verb. I am going to use RV as the short form for reporting verb throughout my video. So please remember, RV refers to the reporting verb, and whatever is written in the inverted commas, whatever, 1 line, 2 lines, 10 lines, whatever is written in the inverted commas is known as reporting speech. So, 3 parts of a sentence: the speaker, reporting verb, and reporting speech. So this is the most important thing for you to know first, that a sentence which is written in direct speech has a speaker, It has a reporting verb as well as reporting speech, and at times it also has a listener. For example, Ronnie said to me, I play very well. Here Ronnie is my speaker. Said to is my reporting verb. Me is the listener. And I play very well. Like I told you, whatever is there in the inverted commas is my reporting speech. Here, so a part of the sentence is divided in such a manner. Now, before proceeding further, it is important for us to know that we have different types of sentences. We have an assertive sentence. A simple statement which ends with a full stop is known as an assertive sentence. An interrogative sentence which ends with a question mark because it is asking a question. And the third sentence, the third type of a sentence is an imperative sentence. For example, making a request, giving an order, giving a suggestion or an advice. So in my video for reporting speech, I am going to cover all these three types of sentences and explain to you how do we change a direct speech to indirect speech in each of the cases. Now, for example, the first thing, or rather let us move on to the rules for changing assertive sentence. So here, first we are talking about the assertive sentences. The first rule. If the reporting verb, I told you and am telling you again and again, RV stands for the reporting verb. Reporting verb like said, say, will say, whatever is written before the comma is my reporting verb. So, if the reporting verb is either in simple present tense or simple future tense, then the tense of the reporting speech will not change. What did I write? That if your reporting verb in a sentence is written either in simple present tense or it is written in the simple future tense, in that case, my reporting speech, the tense of my reporting speech will remain the same whatsoever it may be. Examples. Ram says, it is very hot. Okay, let us divide. Ram is my speaker, says is my reporting verb, and it is very hot is my reporting speech. Now let us see how do we change this sentence to indirect speech. My speaker remains the same, so Ram remains as it is. Now my reporting verb, which is says, what is the tense of this verb? Says. It is the simple present tense. So, like I told you, when my reporting verb is in simple present tense, the reporting speech tense will also remain the same. So, Ram says, The commas are to be removed and we write that it is very hot. What did I do? Speaker remains the same. Reporting verb remains the same. The commas removed and we write that in place of it. Since my reporting verb is in simple present tense, so my tense of the reporting speech will also remain the same. Here the reporting speech was in simple present. It is very hot. So here also it will remain the same. It is very hot only. Another example, if I give you using the same speaker. Ram says, I have, or rather, I am doing my work. Full stop. So Ram is my speaker. He remains the same. Reporting verb is says. It remains the same. Since my reporting verb says is in the simple present tense, so my tense for the reporting speech will not change. We remove the commas, we put that. We obviously change the pronouns. We always know, we have always taught you that the pronouns are going to be changed. Now, how will the pronoun change? Changing the pronoun will depend on the speaker. Here, I is used for whom? It is used for Ram. Who is Ram? A boy. So, what am I going to use for Ram? He. What is the verb? What is the tense? Present continuous tense. Am doing. And present continuous tense becomes he is doing his work. You must be wondering, why did I change am to is? Because with with I, we always use am in present continuous, while with he, she and it, we always use is in present continuous. Since here he is used, therefore he is doing his work. Another example. Ram says, the cat took away the milk. So, the cat took away the milk. Divide speaker, reporting verb and reporting speech. Speaker remains the same. Ram remains as it is. Says remains as it is. And since my reporting verb is in the simple present tense, so my tense for reporting speech also remains the same. We change, we remove the commas and we write that. Now let us look at the reporting speech. Took away the milk. Took is used. What tense is took? Simple past. So my reporting speech will remain in simple past in case of indirect speech as well. So Ram says that the cat took away the milk. Similarly, if my reporting verb is in future tense, simple future tense, Ram will say, she is very naughty. Okay? Speaker is Ram. What is my reporting verb? Will say. And will say is written in the simple future tense As per the rule, if my reporting verb is either written in the simple present tense or the simple future tense, then the tense of reporting speech will not change. So, Ram remains as it is. Will say remains as it is. We remove the commas and we put that. She. Now we don't know who the she is. There is no mention of a girl in the sentence. So she also remains as it is. Is very not. Okay. Another example. Mohini will say my neighbors are very bad. Okay. Now who is the speaker in this sentence? Reporting verb is will say, which is written in the future tense, simple future tense. And this is my reporting speech. How do we change? Mohini remains as it is. So Mohini will say, we remove the commas and we write that. My neighbors, my. If Mohini is using my, then how will we change it to indirect speech? Her neighbors are very bad. Full stop. In the direct speech, my tense was are, which is present tense. Therefore, it remains the same in the indirect speech. So, the first rule that we have learned, if the reporting verb is in either simple present tense or the simple future tense, then the tense of my reporting speech will not change. It will remain the second rule. If the reporting speech talks about a universal truth, then also its tense remain the same. So, if the reporting speech talks about a universal truth, then also its tense remains the same. Now, what is a universal truth? Universal truth refers to a statement which cannot be denied, which holds true. You and me cannot change it. For example, sentences like the water boils at 100 degrees, the sun rises in the east, sets in the west, the Taj Mahal is in Agra. Okay, these are what? These are the universal truths, something which is believed by one and all and cannot be denied or changed. So, if my reporting speech has one of these universal truths written in them, then also its tense will remain the same, irrespective of the fact whether the reporting verb is in present tense, past tense or future tense. That will not matter. What matters is the reporting speech. For example, my uncle said the sun rises in the east. What is the difference now how do we divide them? My uncle is the speaker. Said is my reporting verb, and the sun rises in the east is the reporting speech. Like I told you, the reporting speech is written in, the reporting speech which is written is a universal truth. So what do? My speaker will always remain the same. So my uncle remains my uncle. Said, again, the reporting verb will remain the same. Said, pick remains said. We remove the double inverted commas and we write that. So my uncle said that. And what did the uncle say? The sun rises in the east. As it is. So my reporting speech, which was a universal truth, has been written just the way it was without any changes in that. Second sentence, if I give you an example. Our teacher said the Taj Mahal is in Agra. Now the Taj Mahal is in Agra is again a universal truth. You and me, even if we want, we cannot shift it to Delhi or to any other place for that matter. We cannot shift it to Kolkata or to Agra or to Chennai or to Hyderabad. No. So this is a universal truth. How do we change it into indirect speech now? Our teacher, which is my speaker, remains as it is. Our teacher said remains as it is. Said. We remove the inverted commas. We write that. And my reporting speech remains the same. So my teacher said that the Taj Mahal is in Agra. Okay? Clear? So if my reporting speech is a universal truth, then also its tense will remain same. And if my reporting verb is in the simple present tense or the simple future tense, then also the tense of reporting speech will remain the same. So these are the only two cases when we do not change the tense of the reporting speech. Now next thing that you must have observed, nowhere in the sentence I have given you a lot of examples so far, but nowhere have I changed the reporting verb. If it is says, I have written as says. If it is will say, I have written it will say. If it is said, I have written it said. When do we change the reporting verb? So, we change the reporting verb when we have a listener in the sentence. So the sentence which is there in direct speech, if it has a listener in it as well, then we are going to change my reporting verb. For example, just two examples and it will be clear to you. He said, you are very bad. Or he says, since we have so far just discussed about the present, the simple present reporting verb and the simple future. So he says, you are very bad. He, being the speaker, remains as it is. He says will remain the same. We remove the inverted commas, we write that. So he says that you are very bad. We did not change the reporting verb, it remained the same. Then will we change the reporting verb? Now look at the example. He says to me, you are very bad. Now what is the difference between the sentence written above and this sentence? Here, he says to whom? He says to me. So we have a listener in the sentence. So how am I going to change this sentence now? He says to. So says to me changes to tells me that. Now this you is used for me now. So he's saying to me that you are very bad. So he tells me that I am very bad. Why did I change are to am? The tense is not changing. You can see that. You are very bad is simple present tense. I am very bad is also simple present tense. The only change that has taken place is in the helping verb. And why did the helping verbs change? Here, my subject was you. With you, we use are. And here, my subject changes to I. And with I, we use so I am very bad. Similarly, he says to Pinky, you write beautiful. So my speaker is he. What is my reporting verb now? Says to. And I have a listener in the sentence. Yes, Pinky is my listener. So says to changes to tells Pinky that. Who is this you used for? Pinky. That she writes beautifully. What did I do in this sentence? I first changed says to tells because I have a listener. And the second change that I did was changing write to write. Why? Again, a simple rule of tenses that we have learned. When my subject is plural, we write the first form of the verb. When my subject is singular, that is he, she or it, we write the first form of the verb plus s or es at the end. So she writes, she tells, she eats, he drinks, it rains. So whenever we have our subjects like he, she and it, we always write the first form of the verb and add an s or es at the end. So I told you three things so far. First, when my reporting verb is either in simple present tense or the simple future tense, the tense of my reporting speech will not change. Second, when my reporting speech is talking about a universal truth, then also the tense of the reporting speech will not change. And last thing that we learned, we will only change the reporting verb from direct to indirect if we have a listener in the sentence. If we do not have a listener, the reporting verb remains the same. If we have a listener, then it will change. Yeah? Now let us move on to the next set of rules which talk about changing the modal. We all know what is a modal verb. Words like can, could, must, will, would, and so on and so forth. Now, how do the changes take place? Can becomes could, shall becomes should, may becomes might. Okay? But if the sentence already has could, should, might, would, then they will not change. So, if in the direct speech we have can, in the indirect speech it becomes could. If in the direct speech we have shall, indirect speech it becomes should. Direct speech may, indirect speech becomes might. But if the sentence already has modal verbs such as could, should, might and would, then we will let them remain the same and we will not change them. For example, Riti says, I can swim very fast. Who is my speaker? Riti. So she remains the same. What is my reporting verb? Says. Says is already written in the simple present tense. So that means my tense of the reporting speech will not change. So Riti says that can changes to could. Like I told you, it is going to become could. So Riti says that she could swim very fast. So I was just giving you an example. Although in this sentence, can should remain can only. Since I told you that reporting verb is the simple present tense. But just to tell you how can will change to could, I just gave you that example. Now the examples for this we are going to do in detail once we talk about those sentences in which my reporting verb is in past tense. So let us move on to that. We learnt that if the reporting verb is simple present, simple future, no changes in the reporting speech. But if the reporting verb is in the past tense, then the tense of the reporting speech will change. And how will it change? According to the following rules. Let us look at the rules now. First, simple present changes to simple past. What does it mean? Example. Ritika said, the weather is beautiful. Okay. Now, how will I change it to indirect speech? My speaker remains the same. So, Ritika remains Ritika. Said, which is my reporting verb, it also remains the same since there is no listener in the sentence. Whom was Ritika talking to? We do not know. So, Ritika said that the weather is, which is simple present, changes to was, which is simple past, that the weather was beautiful. Full stop. Another example. Karan said, I am very smart. So Karan said, I am very smart. My speaker Karan remains as it is. Said remains as it is. We remove the commas, we write that. So Karan said that. I. Who is this I used for? This I is used for Karan. So that he, am changes to was. Am is in simple present. Simple past becomes was. So that he was very smart. Another example. My mother said to me, you have got a lot of homework. So this is a little bigger sentence. So my mother said to me, you have got a lot of homework. Okay? Or rather, let me make it a shorter one. My mother said to me, you speak a lot. Okay? So the speaker, my mother remains as it is. So my mother. Now here in this sentence, I have a listener. I know who the mother is talking to. So said to changes to told me that. Who is this you? Who is the mother telling that you speak a lot? She is telling to me. So my mother told me that I speak is the simple present tense. It becomes the simple past tense. I spoke a lot. So what did we learn? The first rule is whenever in a sentence we have simple present tense, it changes to simple past tense. Second case, when we have present continuous tense, it changes to past continuous tense. For example, Rita said, I am playing football. My speaker is Rita, so she remains as it is. Said remains as it is. Commas change to that. I has been used for Rita, who's a girl, so she am playing. Which tense is it? Present continuous. It changes to past continuous. So am playing changes to was playing football. Let us take another example. Mr. Ram said, it is raining heavily outside. Who is my speaker? Mr. Ram. Said remains as it is. Commas, that, it Is raining. Is raining is present continuous. It changes to past continuous. So, was raining heavily outside. Another example. My teacher said to us, you are dancing very well. My teacher said to us, you are dancing very well. Now let us see, how do we change it to indirect? My teacher, which is the speaker, remains as it is. Said to us. Who is the listener in the sentence? Us. So we have a listener, therefore we will change said to told. My teacher told us that you. Who is this you used for? This is used for us collectively. So, my teacher told us that we are dancing becomes were dancing very well. Okay? So, present continuous changes to past continuous. The next rule is present perfect changes to past perfect. Examples. Rohit said, I have done the work. Okay. So, my speaker is Rohit, remains as it is. Rohit said that. Who is this I used for? For Rohit, who is a boy. So, he have done is present perfect. It changes to past perfect and it becomes had done the work. So, have done changes to had done. Another example. Mummy said to me, you have written poorly. So, my mother said to me that my handwriting, I have written poorly means I have written in a very bad handwriting. So, my speaker remains the same. Mummy told me, since we have a listener, so told me that, who is this you whom Mama is telling that the handwriting is bad? This you is me. So, told me that I had written. Have written changes to had written poorly. So, present perfect changes to past perfect. Simple past. If a sentence is written in simple past, then also it changes to past perfect tense. For example, Khushi said, I ate all the berries. Who is my speaker? Khushi. So, she remains as it is. Said remains as it is since there is no listener in the sentence. We remove the commas, we put that. I has been used for Khushi, who is a girl, so she. Now 8. My tense is the simple past tense. How do we change simple past? We change it to past perfect. So, Khushi said that she had eaten all the berries. With past perfect, what does it become? Had plus third form of the verb, right? Another sentence. Gopal said, a crocodile took away the monkey. So Gopal said, a crocodile took away the monkey. Who is my speaker here? Gopal. What will my reporting verb be? Said, because I do not have a listener. Commas changed to that. So what did Gopal say? That a crocodile took is simple past. It changes to past perfect. So took changes to had taken away the monkey. So the Gopal said that a crocodile had taken away the monkey. Another example if I give you. The principal said to me, you broke the windows. Changing it to indirect speech. Who is my speaker? The principal said to. Now we have a listener in the sentence, me. So said to changes to told me that you. Who is this you? Used for me. So told me that I broke is simple past. It changes to past perfect. Had broken the window. Next, past continuous. Now, if the sentence is in past continuous, it changes to past perfect continuous. That is, had plus been plus the first form of the verb and ing. Example, Ram said, I was killing time. So, killing time means just passing time like that. So, was killing is past continuous. How do I change this sentence? Ram said that. I is used for Ram, who is a boy. So, he was killing changes to had been killing time. Another example. Shan said to me, you were running fast. How do we change it? Who is the speaker? Shan. Do we have a listener in this sentence? Yes. So, said to changes to told me that, who is this you used for? I. So that I were running changes to had been running past. Okay, so past continuous changes to past perfect continuous. Next we have past perfect. If my sentence is in past perfect, how do we change that? Past perfect change remains past perfect only. So there is no change at all. For example, she said, I had eaten a lot of candies. Okay, how does it change? She said that, I has been used for she, so she had eaten, which is past perfect, remains past perfect, that she had eaten a lot of candies. So this sentence remains the same. Another example. Koshki said, it had broken badly. Who is my speaker? Koshki. Reporting verb remains the same since we do not have a listener. Commas change to that. So Koshki said that. It had broken is past perfect. It remains the same. So had broken badly. Okay. So if a sentence is in past perfect, it remains past perfect. Next, let us talk about future. Simple future. If my sentence is in simple future, then the only change that will take place is will changes to would. What does it mean? Tansh said, it will rain heavily. Okay, how will I change this? Hitansh said that it, like I told you, will changes to would. So it would rain heavily. Another example if I give you. Khushbu said to Khushi, I will play very well. So how do I change it? Khushbu is my speaker. Said to. Now since I have a listener Khushi, so said to changes to told. So Khushbu said to Khushi that, who is this I? This is Khushbu, who is a girl. So she will changes to would play very well. Right? So simple future will changes to would. Now the second last case is changing future continuous tense. What happens in future continuous tense? Simple, again the same thing. Will be changes to would be. What does it mean? Let me take the same examples I took for the simple future. Hitansh said, it will be raining heavily. How do I change it? Hitansh said that it will be changes to would be. So it would be raining heavily. Next, Khushbu said to Khushi, I will be playing very well. How do I change it? Khushbu said to Khushi that she will be changes to would be playing very well. So in simple future we changed will to would. Future continuous we change will be to would be. And the last case that I am going to discuss with you is future perfect. What happens in future perfect? Will have changes to would have. So what does it mean now? Rohan said, I will have completed my work. Okay. How do we change it? Who is my speaker? Rohan. Said remains as it is since we do not have a listener. Commas change to that. Who is this I used for? Rohan, who is a boy. So he will have changes to would have completed. My work changes to his work. Okay. And the next example, Karan said, it will have ended. So who is my speaker? Karan. Said remains as it is since we do not have a listener. Commas changes to that. So Taran said that it would have. So my dear students, what did we discuss today? We discussed about the speech, the reported speech. I told you about what is a direct speech and what is an indirect speech. Direct speech always indicates the exact words of the speaker and are put in inverted commas, while indirect speech you are conveying the message in your own words. I then told you the parts of the speech, that is a speaker, a reporting verb, a listener and a reporting speech. We first talked about the rule that if the reporting verb is in either simple present or simple future, then the tense of the reporting speech will not change. If the reporting speech is a universal truth, then also its tense will not change. Then I told you about the case when we change the reporting verb. If we have a listener in the sentence, we change the reporting verb. If we do not have a listener in the sentence, then the reporting verb remains the same. The next thing that we discussed was, if the reporting verb is in past tense, then how do we change its tense? So I discussed with you all the 9 cases. How do the simple present, simple past, simple future and so on and so forth change when changing direct to the indirect speech? And with this, I'm going to pause here. We'll talk about the interrogative sentences in the next part of this video. So I'll see you all now in my next lecture.